Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to add a modern graphical interface to your Python projects using eel. By the end of this video, you'll be able to build this interface. First, we'll go through the initial setup, then we'll style the interface, and finally, we'll connect Python with JavaScript. The advantage of using these technologies is that JavaScript has some very interesting and advanced libraries for interface development, such as D3 and Tailwind. However, Python offers possibilities like pandas, TensorFlow, among others. So, combining these technologies will help us get the best of both worlds. First, let's make sure we have everything ready. You need to have Python and a code editor installed. Personally, I use Visual Studio Code and Python version 3.10. Now let's install eel. Open your terminal and type pip install eel. This will install the library that we'll use for our project. Once the library is installed, let's create a file called main at the root of the project. This will be our main file. In it, we're going to import the eel library, then specify the folder where the frontend is located. We haven't created it yet, but we'll leave it like this for now, and finally, we'll launch the interface. The second step is to decide where we are going to load our files for our interface. You can create a folder called Web, but in this case, I'll write User Interface. In this folder, we will create 3 files. For those not familiar with web development, index.js is where we will put all the JavaScript code. The HTML is where all the structure of the interface, such as texts, figures, and buttons, will go. And style.css is where we will modify the style of what is in the HTML. Next, let's write the basic structure of an HTML file. For that, type an exclamation mark and press tab on your keyboard. This will create a basic structure. If it didn't work for you, pause this video and copy this exact code. We add an initial text, load the eel library for JavaScript, and save. Let's go back to our Python file and configure the references. Now we are ready to test our initial setup. If everything is correct, you should see the same thing I do. Let's continue with how we can modify the style of our interface. First, we can play with the size and position of the window. You can try several values until you find a configuration you like. Let's change the texts. I'll change the window title, the welcome text, and add a button that says, Say Hello. In our style sheet, we will center everything using Flexbox. We will indicate that we want everything to be vertical and that the body should occupy the entire window. This way, we avoid scroll bars from appearing. It is important to choose and modify the colors of your interface. Here, we will apply a gradient for the background. I use this site that helps me visualize what the result would be and generate the code. You can configure it as you like. I'll go back to my style sheet and set the background property. This is the result. We will also change the text color. Let's improve the appearance of the button. In this case, I'm changing the size, background, and border. Lastly, let's change the typography. For this, I recommend searching Google Fonts for a font that suits the style of your project. You can integrate it easily by following the steps. If you want your sites to look amazing, typography is essential. We almost have our front end ready, and now the crucial part is that both languages can communicate. For that, we will link our JavaScript file and create a function that displays a message in the console. In our Python code, we write another function that performs some basic operation. This step is key. We need to add this eel decorator, which will allow us to expose the method and make it visible to JavaScript. In this case, we will make the app print both in the Python console and the JavaScript console. As a final step, we will make JavaScript execute the Python code. And this way, we verify that our interface has bidirectional communication. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll keep uploading video tutorials on graphical interfaces and Python. If you think you have a way to improve this initial template, let me know in the comments. If there's a topic you'd like me to explain in more detail, leave it in the comments. Thank you.